Welcome back to the Mulberry Book Drop. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
It's August.
It is.
Oh my gosh, we had the best summer, didn't we?
We did. It went by so fast.
It really did. It really did. We'll get to it in just a second, though.
Okay.
Tell me something good.
Okay. I booked 2 more vacations.
Do you want to share where you're going or save it for a surprise later?
I can share because, guys, we'll just talk about it again when it comes around. So they're both for next year, so 2024. Quick funny story. My best friend called me and was like, hey, do you want to go with us on a cruise in February? And I was like, sure, absolutely. Like, why not? That was it. And we hung up, and then 2 days later she calls me and she goes, so I really like how you said that you would go on this cruise with us but have no idea where it's going or what cruise line we're going on. And I was like, I mean, it's a cruise. Like, that's all I need to know. And she goes, okay, so first we have to fly to Puerto Rico. So we will be flying to Puerto Rico and leaving from Puerto Rico. And then I don't really know much about October, which is another cruise. Don't ask me where we're going because I don't know. I still don't really know where we're going to the one in February. I just go with it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing about it.
Yeah.
Mine is not quite as exciting, but it's good to us. We had like all the orientations because all the boys are starting new schools this year.
School.
So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
feel,
exciting.
Well, I should say it's not all about me. It's about them. And I think they feel good about everything for the coming year. So I think it's going to be a good year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I always look like orientation was one of my favorite parts. I loved the first day of school.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of funny walking through the high school yesterday because it was, my husband and I and our youngest, and we're trying to find everything, and all these people are like, hi, and my husband's like, wait, are they talking to you or him? And I was like, no, they were talking to me. So it's like all of the band kids.
I'm famous.
Yeah, well, and then you have all the people who like recognize us from the library. Like
right.
the one family, we were in one of the rooms, and all of a sudden I see this like little kid out of the corner of my eye, and I glance over and there was like a little wave, and so I waved back, and then he like was nervous and he kind of looked at his mom, and then I looked at his mom, and then she smiled at me. It was one of our Pokemon kids.
Aww.
And like, I'll tell you after who it was, but I'm sure you can probably picture because she had all the kids with her. But I was like, oh my gosh, he recognized me out because out of context is weird.
Yes,
like a lot of times
I know them, but from where?
Yeah, like are you ever at the grocery store and people kind of like do a double take?
And
so
you're like,
they're not sure.
I know, but like you don't realize.
Yes,
but I do.
Yeah. So there was a lot of library families yesterday that there was a couple of them that definitely knew who I was, and then there was a couple that kind of gave me the look like I know her, but I'm not sure why. So you just kind of smile and keep walking. So it was entertaining. But do you have a funny story you want to share before we get started?
Of course I do. This is me we're talking about. Just kidding. I'm really not that funny. I have a pro tip for parents, even though I'm not a parent. I have no children. But this was probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life. We had my niece's birthday party this past weekend. So much fun.
I saw the pictures.
She turned 6. It was a great time. She had a lot of friends there. So, you're at a birthday party. One of the things you do is you open presents. Mm-hmm. She had so many presents. And I was like, listen, I'm not trying to be the one over here trying to collect all this trash. So I grabbed a trash bag, and you have to spin it. You got to spin it with these kids. So you open the trash bag and you go, okay, who's Peyton's favorite person here? And they're all raising their hand. And I'm like, all right, do you want to know how you can be her favorite person? And they're like, how? I'm like, you collect the trash from the presents. And when I tell you, these kids were fighting over this bag. And I was like, oh, perfect. Now later, will they have to, talk that out? Yeah, not my problem. But they can figure that out then. So just be like, you just got to spin it. And like all their parents were like laughing so hard. And I was like, listen, you just got to, they're here. Make them work.
Aunt Sarah's got this.
Yeah, make them work.
See, we always did basketball. Like everybody would crumple it into it and then try and throw the wrapping paper.
No, here I have them fighting for her friendship.
Yeah, which was usually fine until someone like threw a box. You take the toy out of the box already, and then they go and try and throw it.
I'm just imagining it hit someone upside the head.
Yeah.
Could be a good time. I'm kidding. What about you?
Well, we went to the eye doctor, and we all had our eyes checked, and my husband has like really good eyesight, and I'm always
rude.
I know, and I've worn glasses since like 6th grade. Mm-hmm. So to me, I'm just like, ugh. So we decided everybody should get checked, including our youngest doesn't wear glasses either, but we just were like, you know what, you're old enough. Let's just make sure you don't need them before school starts. So, of course, you know, myself and the other two, we definitely needed them. And it was, I don't even know if my husband's really ever had a true eye exam. So, of course, we all got like our eyes dilated. And it was really funny to like go out into the thing and start looking for glasses when your eyes are dilated.
Oh,
and
goodness.
my poor husband like
Struggle.
has never been through it before. And so he's just like, you know, and I was like, well, you got to put the glasses on and see if you like them, you know, because he did end up getting readers. And
did he?
He did, yeah. So
congrats, Matt. Welcome to the club.
So he would try and put them on, and he's like, I don't know, what do they look like? Because he with the lights, and he was so. It was very funny to me, but excuse me. But we're actually opposites now, because when I was in the chair, he said the word bifocals.
Oh,
and I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Absolutely not.
And he was like, well, I mean, it's like barely. So he said when I'm reading my books, which you may have noticed I've been doing at work now, to just lift my glasses up. He's like, if you don't want to get like actual bifocals.
No.
He said, just lift them up and just kind of, you know, whatever, and then put them back down when you need them.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that, and it seems to be working. I can definitely notice a difference. But then it's funny because sometimes I forget to put them back on. And I'll be looking at the TV because I'll hear something on the news, and I'll go to like look at the TV, or like, you know, if my family's watching a movie or something and I'm reading a book, and I'll like look at the TV, and then I'm like, why does it look funny? And then, oh, my glasses are on my head. So it like, I have to find that like happy medium. But I did not realize it's, I guess between 40 and 45 is like the most common age for people to start having to need bifocals. So thanks to my recent birthday, I am on the high end. So I'm
there you go.
Yeah, you know, so.
Yeah. Well, and I know like someone in my family, I won't say who they are, but cause she may listen, I don't know. But I know like bifocals used to be like that like square, like it looked almost like a sticker.
Yeah.
And now they make it to where like the entire lens does it, but they're like, it's so hard, like when you're looking down and then you look back up, and they're like, it's awful. They're like, I get sick. And
well,
I'm
and
like,
that's what I
ooh.
was a little afraid of, because to me, I'm like, I wear my glasses all the time. So if we're going to be driving to take our son to and from school, like I can't be worried all the time about like where I'm looking through my glasses. So I'm like, you know what? Like if it's literally just lift them up when you're reading your book. And a lot of times I didn't wear my glasses when I would like read in the pool anyway. So it was like I kind of was already doing that, but not realizing why I was doing it. To me, I always thought like, oh, the font's big enough, I'm fine, you know. I didn't realize that was, you know, what was going on. But I made a joke about it during book club, and one of our patrons called a couple days later, and she's like, oh, I forgot to tell you. And then she starts talking to me about LASIK, and I was like, you have to stop. And she's like, what? I was like, you don't even understand. I was like, this is my kryptonite. I have like serious eye issues. I, you know, scratched my cornea twice when I was a kid, like took 3 tries to even get contacts. My eyes watered so hard they would just fall out. I was like, you talking to me about this right now? Like my eyes are watering. Do you remember that day at the desk? I was like, Sarah can attest. She's standing next to me. I'm literally crying right now. And she's like, are you serious? And I was like, I will wear glasses until the day I die. Like I will never do it.
Well, you remember the day that my contact got stuck? You remember that day?
I couldn't even look at you.
Yeah, no, y'all, I've never had that happen before, but my contact got stuck like behind my eye. And I'm too scared to wear contacts since that day. No. I wore them for my brother's wedding, but like since then I'm like, nope. Yeah. So I need to go to the eye doctor.
You know, we all have our thing. I guess this is my thing, and it still gives me a funny story once in a while. I love my new glasses. I'm not mad about it. My prescription only changed a tiny bit.
Oh, good.
So I actually have 2 old pairs plus my 2 new pairs. So I don't know if you've noticed, I've been rotating my colors. So like whatever I'm wearing,
make sure they match the shoes.
Oh yeah. So I've got like my turquoise, I've got my purple, I've got my pink, and I've got my orange now. So I'm like, you know.
There you go. Every outfit. I like it.
But so you ready to talk about the really fun stuff though, Sarah?
Yeah.
How was summer at the library?
So boring. Just kidding. It was so much fun. I honestly can't believe how fast it went.
It flew.
Yeah. I remember halfway through the summer, I was like, all right, we're halfway through. And then all of a sudden, I swear it was like the next week. I'm like, oh, we're done.
Mm-hmm. I think you may have said it when we announced what the theme was, but I just want to reiterate, All Together Now, I think was my favorite theme.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. And I know we joked that we loved the t-shirts because of the colors. I think you and I were in the minority there. We loved the t-shirts.
We were.
I loved seeing what all the different libraries did because the theme was kind of so open that you could really just play with it.
Yeah.
And it was very entertaining. So what were some of your favorite programs that really stuck out to you this summer?
So, my favorite ones were honestly Cookbook Club this summer. Yeah, we covered Eastern Europe in June and we covered Thai food in July. And I know like with All Together now, we kind of focus more on different cultures. So that was really cool to bring it in and just kind of see how like we like as Americans like kind of like put our own spin on it. And people were like, I didn't even know they made this ingredient and I had to go find it at the store and like that kind of thing. So that was really fun. And I just love the group that we have for Cookbook Club, and we're always open to more people too if anyone wants to join.
I feel like each month there's been like one new person kind of sneaks in, and so it's like it's growing at like just the right pace. It really, everybody's been loving it.
Oh, it's so much fun because like we try to do like trivia and we try to like, you know, ask different questions and just kind of get all the different feels. And it's really cool when like our director and I, when we can go to different places that focus on, what's the word, like grocery stores that focus on that.
Yeah, because you guys went to the local, what was it, like the Jerusalem market?
Yeah, we went to the Jerusalem market. So like those kind of things, it's really cool because you're kind of learning as you go and learning about a different culture and learning about their like different people's foods. And it's so fun and it's so interesting to see everybody's take on it. And then it's really funny to hear people go, I so struggled with it. It didn't even make it here, like that kind of thing. But it's still a good time and it's such a learning process.
Yeah.
When we had Thai, I tried a lot of new things, a couple new fruits. So that was really fun and really cool. And I just, I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I guess the obvious one is our final big bash that we had.
Oh, yeah.
But we can talk about that in a second. I really enjoyed, kind of like you, like, because we've been traveling with my book club and stuff. So it was like one of our books took us to Poland. And I've really enjoyed this year as a whole, but also with the summer, like learning about the different cultures, because I've been looking up stuff to share with my book club about wherever we travel in the book, like fun facts about the book. Like the one we talked about yesterday was in Ireland. And I did not realize that Ireland is the only country that has a musical instrument as its national symbol.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's the Irish harp. Yeah, I thought that was really neat. So it's kind of fun if you take a minute to just look for like fun facts about different places. And so when we did Poland, that one kind of blew our mind. And now I'm like, I really want to visit Poland. Like they have this underground salt mine. Ooh. And it was one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. It like there's like chandeliers down there and all this stuff. Like cool. It was mind-blowing, you know. And then there's this cool like upside down house in the forest that you can visit, and it's supposed to represent I forget what year it was built, but it was to represent how communism kind of turned the world, like their area, like upside down. You know, it was really neat. So that's been really, really fun. I love that stuff. But the kids programming though, I think one of my favorites, I didn't get to be upstairs for it. But I did see a little on the camera, and then people were coming down and telling us, but the drums, I really thought that one was so much fun. And there was like, you know, videos that they got like the parents up there dancing, or no, that might've been the Didgeridoos. I said that wrong. Didgeridoos. That might have been that one. Remember they had the adults come up and they had them dancing, and oh my God, just so much fun. Yeah. So much fun. But like the last one, the foam party.
Ooh, what a time.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Guys, like, if you want kids to show up somewhere, just get a bunch of foam.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
Yeah, and everybody was happy.
Yeah.
We had there was probably 4 kids maybe that like started to walk up to it and said, nope, not for me. And they just walked away. Yeah. I'm like, smart kid. You do what you're comfortable with. Yeah. But the other 300?
Yes.
They were in the foam. They were dancing. They were throwing. Everybody was just having such a blast. And it was a really cool way to kind of celebrate the end of summer. So
it was. My niece went to it, and she lasted about 5 minutes in the foam, and she's like, okay, I'm done. Yeah. But she had while she was in there, she had so much fun. So it was a big hoot.
Yeah. It was really cool. And then we had summer reading.
Yes.
So you guys are like phenomenal. We upped our number, right? So we upped it from last year thinking like this will be a challenge, but those bookmarks just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. And we more than doubled our number, you guys. We ended, instead of 150,000 minutes, we had 306,360 minutes.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
The one that really excited me, though, was we invited the city employees to partake in it as well. And so we kept theirs separate because we just wanted to see, like, how many people, like, would actually hand them in. 5 departments participated.
That's a lot.
And we ended up with over 71,000 minutes, and that was just from city employees.
That's amazing.
I know. So that was really fun.
Go city employees.
Woo-hoo! It was fun to have them doing that with us.
Yeah. And it was really funny to see, like, how competitive some people were.
Yes.
And they'd be like, all right, I'm handing in bookmarks, but, like, have other people been handing in bookmarks? And we're like, yeah.
And we kept getting the, who do you think has handed in the most?
Right. Right.
We're like, we're not doing that.
No. And then we did that.
Yep. It was really funny. So, well, some of you may already know that for August, we are what we call under construction. So we usually have lighter programming this month, but do not stress. Everything is coming back in September. So, do you want to speak for a second about like the kids and teen stuff? Like,
sure. I know we're revamping quite a few of our programs.
Okay.
I know there's going to be some name changes, just kind of some of the ways that we do them. Do not fear. Teen Book Club is still here. Get it? I rhymed. But so Teen Book Club will be the same. I know that we will still have something every week for everybody. It's just, we are under exactly what you said. We're under construction. There's going to be lots of fun changes, lots of great things to draw people in. It's going to be fun, and the library is going to be better than ever come September.
And the times will go back to being what they were,
yes,
like the school year times.
Yes.
So like high school will be 2:30 again.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And then adults, like your stuff really isn't changing, but I do just want to alert you that we have 2 groups that are probably getting new names. We were kind of discussing it. The names of the groups are a little long to fit on our calendar, so we were coming up with some different names. So just, it'll be the same group. So, but they may be a new title. So I can confirm that for you in September once that calendar comes out and we've agreed for sure on the names.
Exciting.
So I know, I'm excited. So, okay, in terms of summer, Sarah, I wanted to ask you today.
Okay.
Did you happen to have like a favorite summer read, like a book that stuck out to you that you maybe read at some point during June and July?
I have 2.
2. Okay, what do you got?
Because, she's successful. She reads. I'm kidding. So one was actually a recommendation from you. And it's the Bromance Book Club by Lyssa K. Adams.
I always want to say Alyssa, and I do that every time too.
I took the A out. I literally thought about
Yes.
Alyssa and then just took the A. That's so funny. So Bethany recommended it to me. It's a series. I'm honestly, at this time, I'm not continuing with the series. I just really loved the first one. Mm-hmm. At some point I may continue, but as of right now, I'm not. But I really enjoyed that one. I feel like it was a perfect summer read. It had enough humor in it. It had enough romance in it, and it was just a good time. And I like laughing, and I like... My favorite type of books are the ones that make me go, or go, hee hee, in the middle of it. And, my sister-in-law can attest. I was reading a book the other night, hanging out with her, and I was like, and she's busted out laughing, because I don't think she's ever heard me do that before.
Oh, I have.
And I was like, see, Bethany's just used to it at this point. I think I literally said that to her, and I was like, Bethany's used to it. You'll get used to it. And the second one is White Bird by R.J. Palacio. I don't know how to say his last name. The same guy that wrote Wonder.
Wonder, yeah.
Yeah. So I was actually in the movie theaters and getting ready to, I don't even remember what movie I was seeing. But I just remember in the previews, and it was based off, and I was like, oh, done. Got to read the book.
Yeah.
And I did. I read it in less than an hour. Mm-hmm. So good. So powerful. Graphic novel. Absolutely powerful.
Yeah, my son and I both read that graphic novel as well a few months ago. And then when we went to see the new Spider-Man movie,
you saw the preview?
When we saw the preview. And we both
fantastic.
Were like, we need to go see that.
It looks so good.
Yeah. But I agree with you. That graphic novel is amazing.
Yeah.
It was,
10 out of 10 recommend.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. But what about you?
Well, so I also have two. One is a book. One is an author, because I actually ended up reading several of her books this summer. So the book is called Remarkably Bright Creatures, and I'm sure you had to listen to me talk about this. It is by Shelby Van Pelt. I believe it was a debut. It's got a little mystery to it, but there's the main lady. She's a retiree who just still needed a job to just kind of have something to do. And so she decides, well, when you meet her, she's already doing this job, but she cleans the aquarium at night. Okay. So, mopping the floors, the garbages, that kind of stuff. But you know how when you go to an aquarium and you can never see the octopus, he's always hiding.
Aquariums have octopus?
Yeah, you've never been to the Tampa Aquarium, one of the big aquariums?
No, I definitely have.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them have
well, that's awkward.
But most of the time people can't see them because they do usually hide.
That's probably why.
Well, the octopus at this aquarium and our main character have a bond. And so at night when it's just the two of them in the aquarium, Marcellus usually kind of comes out to the glass and they just sort of have a connection, right? Well, Marcellus, he has a plan, and he knows, because they only live for a certain amount of time, so he knows how much time he has left, and he knows what he needs to do to help her with something. And next thing you know, this whole story just kind of catapults. And I never realized that I would fall in love with an octopus, but all I can say from my Goodreads review, Marcellus forever, I love you. I really, really enjoyed this book.
Really?
I really
love
did.
that. I love that.
Yeah. I told my husband a little bit more about it, and he's like, really? An octopus did that? And I was like, just hear me out. So I really enjoyed it. But then the other one as an author was suggested to me by a couple of friends, and it's Hazelwood. So she does contemporary romance, and I was kind of looking for a new author because you know how you and I had run out of Abby Jimenez to read. And the neat thing with her, Hazelwood, all of her characters are women in STEM. Okay. So they're all either in a PhD program, or maybe they already have their PhD and they're working at NASA, or they're doing some. So it's really neat to actually see these women in their fields, right? And it's also fun though because they're realistic in a way too. They're all a little quirky, a little, maybe a little out there, but you can sort of be yeah, that's totally me sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can connect with them on some level. She definitely has almost like a checklist. The men in the book are always over 6 feet tall. They're, so there's some similarities because I read so many of them in a row that it's you just know to expect that this is just what she believes that this dream guy would be or whatever. But
agreed. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but it's sort of when we read Simone St. James, it's almost she has an outline for the order in which her books go. And in that respect though, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's comforting. Right? Because you don't want to have to overthink it. You just want to enjoy the book for what it is, yes. Whether it's a mystery, a thriller, or a romance. You just want to enjoy it. And I kind of liked that about it. And so, I read the first one and I enjoyed it. And that one was called The Love Hypothesis. And it was really fun. I think that was my favorite out of all of them. But because of the way I felt when I read it, I ordered all the rest of hers. And when they came in, I came home to my to-be-read pile, and I put them every other book. Oh, so I kept reading something heavy and then clear my head with one of hers.
That's kind of what I've started doing too.
Yeah. So, but now I'm scared because I think I only have one of hers left. Oh. So I'm what am I going to do now?
We got to find more. We got to find more authors.
Yeah. So we'll see. But it's also getting to be fall. I hate to say that because I know it's only August and it's literally, we're in another heat advisory today where it's over 100 degrees. But, when fall hits, I tend to get more into my mysteries and thrillers. So I might be okay for a little while, but yeah. I'm definitely finding contemporary romance is my summer jam.
Yeah. Also, it's never too early for fall vibes because I've made my playlist on Apple Music for fall of 2023. So if you want the link to that, just let me know.
She's ready to bop.
I am. Yeah.
Well, this episode's not going to be as long as some of our others because it was just sort of a summer roundup. So we do want to thank all of you for spending the summer with us. We are already thinking about next summer because we had so much fun. So our, reading challenge, we have really fun ideas about how we're going to do that next year. Congratulations to all our prize winners.
Yes.
You guys are just so much fun to hand prizes out to. I loved all your reactions when I made my phone calls. And I do want to thank the UPS store, too, because remember we had a lot of books that we got to give out this year. And we had a few left over from something else. They had donated like a bunch of books to the library. And because of that donation, we were actually like, once we hit our reading goal number, we were able to just do a huge celebration. And it was literally like, if you came to the library and you were handing in a bookmark, like, get a book, get a prize. And it was so fun to see that, like, all these kids be like, wait, I can just like take it and keep it. And we were like, yeah, you can. And you can pick it yourself too. Like, what do you want? Here's a whole cart full of books.
Right.
So thank you to our local UPS store for that. That was very cool. So did you have any other little final tidbits before I ask you our last question?
I don't think so. Just keep reading. It's amazing. That. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Well, what are you reading now?
Oh, okay. So this one, I'm super excited for it. I'm in chapter 2. It's called A Lady's Guide to Scandal by Sophie Irwin. It's giving Bridgerton. It's giving Queen Charlotte, Lady Danbury in Queen Charlotte, and similar things happened to her. And it's, I just know I'm going to love it.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. And also, one of our other regular patrons also, I think she already checked it out. So I'm very curious to talk to her about it.
If it's who you're thinking of, I was actually going to just ask you if she suggested this to you, because it sounds like something she would tell you to read.
I don't think so. I think I saw it like in book pages. And I thought of her actually when I saw it.
Okay.
But I think we'll be reading it at the same time.
Yeah, because that sounds like her vibe.
Exactly.
For sure.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Yes, I'm excited. What about you? What are you reading?
Okay, so I'm reading it for book club, but it is one of my favorite authors, so I was really excited to get to this one. For September, our Chapter Chats group is going to Armenia. Ooh. And so we are reading The Sandcastle Girls, and it's by Chris Bohjalian.
Okay.
I've read him the first time, like a long time ago. He had a book that was popular because it was like one of those original Oprah book picks, and everybody went crazy for it. But more recently, he did one called The Hour of the Witch that I loved. He also did you ever see the TV show The Flight Attendant? With the girl from Big Bang Theory?
I watched the first episode.
Okay. So that was based off of one of his books. Oh. And I had read the book, so I did watch the show. Okay. So he's done some really cool stuff. But this one, he did actually, like, travel to Armenia, I guess, when he was in the process, like the writing process and all that, too. So, historical fiction. And it's talking about... it's in 1915, so there's like the thing that happens in 1915 that I never learned about in school. So super enjoying learning about that, even though it was a tragedy, in my opinion. But, and then it's fast forward to the 2000s where somebody is like kind of the family history, like, wait a minute, hold on, who is this person? And so that's sort of what's piecing it together. So it's like two timelines. But I'm really enjoying it. I love his storytelling, and, I'm really enjoying the, like, being in Armenia piece of it, too. Because I read one other book so far this year that took place in Armenia, and I find it's not an area I'm super familiar with.
Same.
So, so I like that. But, all right. I think that's all. This went by really fast.
It did. If you have any... books that you loved reading this summer, if you were part of any of our summer reading programs and have anything that you want to add to it, or if you just want to email us and remind me to go to the eye doctor, you can email us at themulberrylibrary@gmail.com.
Awesome. And I would say follow our social media too, because if you're curious about all the summer fun we had, like there's highlight reels and stuff, so you can check Facebook, Instagram, all of that. But we're still going to have fun even though summer's over.
Oh, yeah. The fun doesn't stop.
Never.
Ever.
I love it. All right. We will talk to you guys next month. Happy reading, Mulberry.